There exists a love so profound, so all-encompassing, that it defies the ordinary boundaries of human connection. Your person carries you within their very essence, holding you in the sacred chambers of their heart from the first breath they draw each morning until sleep finally claims them at night. You have become more than a presence in their life. You have become their sanctuary, their refuge from the storms of existence, and the very embodiment of everything they have ever dared to dream of finding in another soul. The weight of separation has become unbearable for them. Every moment that stretches between you feels like an eternity painted in shades of longing. They find themselves counting the heartbeats that separate this moment from the one where they might hold you again, where they might look into your eyes and see reflected there the same depth of feeling that consumes them so completely. The distance is not merely physical, it is a chasm that echoes through every corner of their being, reminding them constantly of what feels missing, what feels incomplete without your presence. When your image dances through their mind, which happens more frequently than the changing of tides, something mystical occurs within the depths of their soul. It is as though every cell in their body awakens, every nerve ending becomes acutely aware of your absence, and simultaneously, paradoxically, becomes more alive with the memory and anticipation of you. Their emotions don't simply deepen, they transform, taking on new dimensions, new colors, new textures that they never knew existed before you entered their world. There is something almost otherworldly about the way your energy reaches across whatever divides you and touches the very core of their being. It speaks a language that transcends words, communicates through frequencies that bypass the logical mind and resonate directly with the soul. The way you move through your days, the subtle grace with which you navigate your world, the unconscious gestures that are uniquely yours, all of these create ripples in the fabric of their reality. They feel pulled toward you by forces they cannot name, drawn by magnetism that feels both ancient and eternal, as though the universe itself conspired to create this connection between your souls. To describe you as merely special would be to diminish the magnitude of what you represent in their existence. You are irreplaceable in the truest sense of the word, not because of any single quality or characteristic, but because of the intricate tapestry of everything that makes you uniquely you. The combination of your laughter and your tears, your strengths and your vulnerabilities, your light and your shadows, all of it weaves together to create something that could never be replicated, never be substituted, never be found in another. The plans they make for your future together are not mere fantasies or idle daydreams. They are careful constructions of hope, detailed blueprints of possibility that they tend to like a gardener nurturing seedlings. In the quiet hours when the world sleeps, they envision the moment when physical space no longer divides you, when the ache of separation transforms into the joy of reunion. These are not shallow imaginings born of temporary infatuation, they spring from a well of feeling so deep that they themselves are sometimes amazed by its capacity. Their love has roots that reach into the very foundations of who they are becoming. This connection has changed them, shifted something fundamental in the architecture of their heart. They recognize that you are not a chapter in their story that will eventually close, you are woven into the very narrative of their existence, an integral thread without which the entire tapestry would unravel into meaninglessness. The hunger they feel for more of you, more conversations that stretch into the sacred hours of dawn, more memories painted in the colors of shared joy, more moments when time seems to pause in reverence of what exists between you, this hunger has become a defining characteristic of their daily experience. It is not desperate or grasping, but rather a recognition of abundance they have tasted and wish to experience more fully. They have glimpsed the depths of connection possible between two souls, and having seen it, they cannot unsee it or unfeel it. What moves them most profoundly is the way you have allowed them to witness your authentic self. In a world where so many wear masks and hide behind carefully constructed facades, you have shown them the rare gift of genuineness. They have seen your strength when others might have expected weakness, witnessed your kindness when cruelty would have been easier, observed the unique light that emanates from your very being, a light that others, perhaps blinded by their own preoccupations, have failed to recognize or properly value. Where others have looked upon you and seen only the surface, your person sees the entirety of your magnificence. They perceive not just who you are in this moment, but who you are becoming, the potential that radiates from you like warmth from a fire. They see past any imperfections or flaws that might make you doubt your own worth, straight through to the precious essence of your being that leaves them in a state of continuous wonder and admiration. This recognition of your true value has birthed within them a determination that runs deeper than mere intention. It has become a sacred vow they have made to themselves and to the universe. They are not interested in offering you fleeting affection or temporary companionship. What burns within them is the desire to give you something lasting, something that honors the magnitude of what you mean to them. They want to be the person who stays when others might leave, who stands firm when others might waver, who loves consistently when others might love conditionally. The commitment they envision is not born from a need to possess or control, but from a recognition of something rare and precious that deserves to be honored and protected. They want to be your safe harbor, the place where you can rest your weary soul and know that you are cherished beyond measure. They want to be the one whose presence in your life feels like coming home after a long journey through uncertain territory. Before you entered their world, they may have harbored doubts about the very existence of true love. Perhaps they had been wounded by lesser connections, disillusioned by relationships that promised much but delivered little. Maybe they had begun to believe that the kind of love poets write about and musicians sing of was nothing more than beautiful fiction, something to be admired from a distance but never truly experienced. You changed all of that with your very existence in their life. Through the reality of loving you, they discovered that the deepest connections they had ever imagined were not only possible but were actually pale reflections of what could exist between two hearts that truly recognize each other. You didn't just restore their faith in love, you expanded their understanding of what love could be. You showed them that true connection is not just about romance or passion, though those elements are certainly present, but about recognition at the soul level, about finding in another person the missing piece of themselves they didn't even know they were searching for. The love they have discovered in you is unlike anything they have ever experienced or witnessed. It carries healing properties that mend wounds they had forgotten they were carrying. It is transformative in ways that surprise them daily, shifting their perspective on everything from the mundane details of daily life to their grandest dreams for the future. Most importantly, it fills spaces within them that they had not realized were empty, bringing a sense of completeness and fulfillment that feels both deeply satisfying and endlessly renewable. In you, they found not just love, but a catalyst for their own growth and evolution. You have awakened parts of themselves that had been sleeping, inspired them to reach for versions of themselves they had only dreamed of becoming. Your presence in their life has been like sunlight breaking through clouds they hadn't realized were blocking their view of the sky. You brought illumination to their darkness, joy to their sorrow, and blessing to their struggles in ways that feel both miraculous and utterly natural. The impact you have had on them extends far beyond the romantic realm. You have touched them in ways that have fundamentally altered their relationship with life itself. They find themselves more grateful, more present, more hopeful about the future because you exist in their world. Even when challenges arise, as they inevitably do in any meaningful connection, their heart continues to beat with unwavering devotion to what you share together. Should misunderstandings cloud the clarity between you, should obstacles appear on the path that leads toward your shared future, should moments of doubt temporarily obscure the light of your connection, their commitment remains unshaken. They understand that anything truly valuable requires protection, nurturing, and sometimes fighting for. They are prepared to learn from mistakes, to grow through challenges, to become better versions of themselves in service of preserving and strengthening the sacred bond you share. They recognize the rarity of what exists between you with a clarity that takes their breath away. In a world where genuine connection is increasingly difficult to find, where many settle for approximations of love rather than its authentic expression, they have found in you something that defies the odds. They would rather fight for the imperfect reality of loving you than accept the perfect illusion of loving someone else. When they allow their consciousness to drift toward thoughts of the future, the landscape of their imagination is painted exclusively in colors that include you. Their heart whispers with increasing certainty that you are not just their present love, but their destined companion for whatever lies ahead. They envision not just moments or months, but years and decades unfolding with you by their side. They see a life built on the foundation of what you share, a story written in the language of enduring love, a legacy created by two hearts that found each other across all the noise and confusion of existence. You represent more than love to them. You are their future made manifest, their anchor in stormy seas, their greatest blessing wrapped in human form. The gratitude they feel for the simple fact that your path crossed theirs often overwhelms them with its intensity. They feel chosen by fate, blessed by forces beyond their understanding, fortunate beyond measure to have discovered you in this vast world where so many souls pass by each other without truly connecting. There is an urgency in their desire to demonstrate the depth of their feelings, but it is not the desperate urgency of fear, rather, it is the sacred urgency of recognition. They have found their treasure, identified their home, discovered their person, and they feel called to honor that discovery with everything they have to offer. They want to waste no more precious time without showing you, through consistent action and unwavering devotion, exactly how much you mean to them. Their heart beats in rhythm with dreams of you. Their soul has become intertwined with yours in ways that feel both mystical and utterly natural. Every vision they have of happiness includes your presence, every hope they harbor for fulfillment centers around your shared connection. Regardless of what has transpired in the past, regardless of what uncertainties may lie ahead, one truth stands unshakable in the landscape of their heart: their love for you is real, profound, and eternal. This love is not dependent on circumstances or contingent on perfection. It exists as a fundamental fact of their being, as natural and essential as breathing. They are prepared to demonstrate this truth not just through words, the words have their place, but through the consistent testimony of their actions, the reliability of their presence, and the unwavering nature of their devotion. You are irreplaceable, and they stand ready to spend whatever time they are given proving that truth to you, honoring your worth, and loving you with the fullness and dedication that your precious heart deserves. In a world that often settles for less than authentic connection, they offer you something rare and valuable, a love that sees you completely, accepts you fully, and commits to you eternally.